All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Summer Hikaru Died, Episode 2. Well.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our show.
This is our show.
This is what we're dealing with.
I love the mystery. I love the spooky. I love the ways in which they make Hikaru / whatever that thing was that killed the lady that definitely wasn't Hikaru. Horrifying. Fantastic. Awesome. The camera angles. Love it. And let's see what this crowbar-wielding monster hunter...
I love him.
...gets up to in the village.
Yeah. Having him get over here and then have all the info of, like, what's actually going on.
That would be great.
It's going to be really fun. And he's probably going to be dealing more with adults than he will be immediately dealing with Yoshiki.
Yep.
But Yoshiki is going to see the town all in a buzz about this recent murder to then being like, oh, I'm pretty sure I know who the murderer is. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's deal with that. So, yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Where are we going? Ah.
Yep.
町の裏のばあさんが死んだとかってやつ。
町の裏やなくて松浦や。
おお、そりゃ。
Bro, we just interacted with her. Yeah. Oh, fun. All right, he's here. Whoa,
What?
opening. Let's go.
Okay.
食いたちに住んどるばあさんの話だ。
女手を無理やり喉に詰めて死んだって。
What?
Ah, so clearly the monster forced
Yeah.
down throat. Yeah,
Or she was trying to get it out.
maybe.
Oh, the irony.
最近やけに暗い話を
All this spooky stuff lately? What spooky stuff?
Yeah, what other stuff?
What's the
has
other
been
spooky
happening?
stuff? Yeah.
俺も呪われとるかもしれん。
What? Yeah.
My grades are terrible and I don't have a girlfriend. No.
そこのトンネルが今工事中でさ。
Okay.
普段使わん林道通らなあかんねんけど、
Okay, what do you see?
その林道が
Oh, you get the bad vibes. Yeah.
Okay.
暗いだけやろ。
そういうんやないねん。林の中が見れへん。道にしか目をやれん。見ようとしても
What?
動かんねん。
Huh?
怖い。めっちゃ気になるんやけど。
Let's do a test of courage there.
やから頼め。よしき、一緒に帰って。
Oh! Oh!
おもろい話しとるやん。俺も行きたい。 え、
ヒカルこういうの一番苦手やったの。
Yeah.
前ホラー映画見て2時間。
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the movie thing. Yeah, look at her, look at him. Yeah.
なあ。
Hmm.
よしき
God.
じゃあとりあえずよしき、あと光やね。
We never said we were going.
むしろ安全か。
Fun.
Okay.
Fun. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
実は
どこで道草食っとったんや。
暑いんでとりあえず中入りましょうか。
Why do I get the vibe of like, it's nice to see you too, Dad, you know? Like yes.
何を考えとるんよお前は。
Wait, what if the hamster is one of these things and it
Oh my
recognizes its
God.
own kind?
That would be fantastic. And this is
And
how
that's
he
why he's
kept
like, keep it in the
captive?
cage, you know?
Yeah.
武田さんのお父さんは元気ですか。
自室から出てこやんように。
Gotcha. Okay.
や
やっぱりか。だかなんだかが立ち入ったせいかもしれんねやぞ。
Company again.
知らな
Okay.
い大企業が
Oh.
開発進めてた方がやばかった。
Oh.
それを止めた僕の会社に感謝してほしいくらい。会社。
Interesting.
Okay.
対はまるでわからん。松浦のばあさんだけ村でおかしなことが。
Okay. Gotcha.
が行方不明になっとったのは知っとるな。おそらくあの儀式は不成立や。そのせいであれに異変が起きた。
Fun. Fun.
Getting rid of that forest, the forest that they're in now.
かんでよ。死ぬかもやから。
Oh, that was a weird edit.
Yeah.
What?
なんもなかった。
They just went through it super quickly
全然普通やったわ。
Because Hikaru was
because
with them.
Hikaru was there.
あ
Yeah.
りがとう。俺の思い込みです。
Mhm.
気ぃつけて戻ってくれ。
能抜き様。
Okay, that name
あの
again.
人何か見たことがあるみたいですね。
Hmm.
山で恐ろしい目に遭ったらしい。
Gotcha.
それでおかしくなったか。
いや、その昔はまだ娘が神隠しにあってな。
詳しいですね。
Okay.
山にいるものを強く恐れていた。恐れれば恐れるほどそれを引きつけるって。
また林道通って帰らなあかんのだる。
Hmm.
Fun. The cicada.
あ、え、
What?
ひらがなの空やん。
What? Nah.
あかん。俺、ふっと。ついてきとるで。おいで。
Cool.
思ったよりやばい状況だったんでアンチが必要かなと。
Fun.
いや僕今朝例の山に行ってきたんですけど。
公平が使っとったバッグやに息子
Okay.
の光が山に持って行った。
Hmm.
中開けてみて。
A little
Yeah, we'll
chrysalis
find the
thing.
little
Empty.
fetish thing. Yeah.
何やこれは。
黒い。
これ多分人の頭だったものですね。
What?
なんでこんなもんが入っとる。
そうですが強力な魔除けの力。
Uh huh. Okay.
これ持ってたら大抵のヤバいもんは近づけないです。最初
はあ
山の汚れがなくなってるのはこれの仕業かと思って。
山の汚れがのうなった。
これのせいにするにはちょっと広範囲すぎるし、ばあさんの事件も起きているんで。
Yeah. Well, the mountain's impurity is now among you. Yeah.
Yep.
どこかに何らかの形で潜んでる。
Among us. Yes.
There's an imposter.
Maybe you were right about that body thing.
好き
Like,
に調べちゃっていいですか？
it's the same shape on the matcha.
なあ、光。
Right. So they heard what happened
大丈夫
with Yoshiki and Hikaru, but didn't see it.
ただの話。ちょっとティッシュ持っとらん。おかしいで、なんか。あいつお前にくっつこうとしとったから。
Yeah. So I fought it. Yeah.
潰して俺の中入れた。
And ate it.
でも抵抗されて話出してもた。
Ha
つうかよし。
Okay.
俺以外のことを見やんといて。
Hmm.
見るからついてくんねん。あいつら寂しがりやぞ。お前にくっつくのも俺だけで。
It's almost like there's a double entendre here.
Yeah.
見てもうたら俺に言って。
わかったから服伸ばさんで。
二人のことを置いて、血出てるやん。
途中で転んでしもた。
Mm-hmm.
なんかパンって音したけど。
獣よけの空砲の誤作動ちゃうか。別に何もなかったで。
みんなにはそう聞こえてたんや。
Yeah.
リンドの気持ち悪い感じものうなっとる。相殺した。
Did they cancel each other out? Uh huh.
Okay.
Uh huh.
俺通学とかないから。
What?
連れていかんでももうずっとそばにおられるんや。
He's got more of those dot things all
Yeah.
over him now.
They mentioned one of the girls mentioned like something bit me.
取られ
Like
んよう
yeah.
にだけしとこ。
本当に好きなことはさっさと結婚せなあかんに。
しなかったらどうなるん。
うぬき様に山連れてかれんで。
Oh. Oh.
okay.
家の決まりや。
Yeah.
この
Yeah.
家に
Indo is their family. Yeah.
そこやから嫁にもらえば安心や。
Wow.
なんで連れて行ってしまうん。
Wow.
Okay.
家のもん連れて行けん代わりに 一番大事な人連れて行くんやろな。
Huh.
名シーンやけど。
Crazy. Crazy.
なんかなんやこの状況。
もうなんなん始めたんお前やん。
いやってヨシキ気になるんやろ俺の
潰して入れたってなんやねん。
Cool. Cool.
Okay.
お前何したん。
Yeah.
だから見せたるって。
Oh, this is gonna be gross.
ヨシキ
Yeah, but. Oh, here we
入
go.
れてみる。
Yeah.
タレにつけた鶏肉に似とる。
Ugh. Oh.
いやなんかあったかいな。ええな。生きてるもんが中におる感覚久々や。
Been a while.
もっと手持ち上げてみ。気持ちいい。
これ気持ちいいん。
頭なでなでされるんと一緒や。触られたことないし。
Wow.
just got to
The
the
metaphor
evil
is
of this.
very on point, though.
Yeah.
おい別に汚ないわ。
あ
お
あ
服出血大サービスつってちょっとなんや。
Oh. Oh. Ah.
満足かお前は。
そうかも。
Oh. Oh, okay, you again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
辻中さんとこの息子になったな。
あの子。
Yeah.
妹さんは元気なんか。なんや学校よう休んで
Wait, 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 wait.
しとったで。朝起きれないとかなんとか言うとったらしいけどね。朝眠いんはさ。あまり甘やかしたらあかんにほんま。まあお母さんは東京の人やから教育も都会好きなんかもしれ
Wow, this is such a good way to just unsettle.
とったで。あんな夜中にな。
No
でも
privacy.
大変やったろ。
Yeah.
困ったことあれば頼ってええんやからね。そういう大会でニーラがとってな。あとよしけが前髪切った方がええで。暑いな。
Okay.
Classic older people that just are like, I'm going to take your time. And
Yep.
wow.
もうあかんよ。あかん。
Whoa.
今すぐやめなさい。
あの
ものすごくやばいもの近くにおるから。
Whoa.
今すぐ離れなさい。混ざるで。
What?
ざる。
What does that mean?
あっちのもんと混ざりすぎると人でいられんくなる。
Oh. Excuse me?
ああ、怖がらんといて。ただの通りすがりの主婦やから。人よりちょっと見えるだけの。
Oh.
首たちの方に金属地になっとる。
Okay, okay.
と嫌な感じしとってね。本当にあかんもんがおるのは分かっとった。
ヒカルが行方不明になった山や。
でもね、消えたんよ。の嫌な感じが急に。どこに行ったんやろな。
It was about 6 months ago now.
あんたのそばにおるんやね。
Oh, just right on the nose with it.
でもあんたがそのままじゃあかんってことはわかるよ。
Yeah, true.
本当に見たことないくらい。でも事情があるんよね。
Yeah.
だから
More friends. Okay.
But don't look at anything else.
あかんよ。よしき。よしき。よしき。あかんよ。よしき。秘密。
Oh, that's a great way to showcase what's going on.
Fun.
You try to stop thinking about it. You put it all away, but you still can't. You still can't keep everything.
There's been this recent trend in a lot of modern anime where they just have like basically live action stuff with the actual like 2D animation superimposed over it.
Okay.
All right.
This show keeps it moving.
It keeps moving quickly. I really like that all the characters are getting utilized, pulled in, having different aspects of their story explored here.
Right.
Everyone's got their own kind of off, creepy thing that they're experiencing this through. And now they're all starting to be comfortable enough to talk about it, which is making them all feel less alone in their experience with this. But because even in the act of some of the creepy things happening, they end up getting so scared that they isolate again in the midst of that. I feel like is a really fun theme to explore.
The themes and sort of beneath the surface stuff in this show, it's very upfront about. And there was a part of me that was kind of like surprised by that.
Yeah,
and then
me
I'm
too.
like, oh no, but no, I get it. That fits, right? Because,
it does, yeah.
Because the things that are happening are going into such whack territory and everything, right? And like being frank and on the nose with the foreshadowing
and the themes
makes it kind of have more of a sense of dread because it's like, well, right, that's where we expected it to kind of go. Okay, yeah, but why is this random housewife suddenly being like, no, the bad air from the mountain has come down off the mountain, and in fact, I think it's right beside you, and you need to get away from it as soon as you can. Like, do
you want to like talk about it? Like, here's my phone number.
Like it's the okay, so the conflict won't be about whether or not Yoshiki does take her up on that or something like that, right? It's about the what happens after, maybe. Like,
or the how does Yoshiki balance all of this stuff just constantly assaulting his normalcy? Just the idea that he's getting all of this. These are all choices he could make.
Yep.
But he's just kind of stumbling forward, scared out of his mind with the way all this is headed.
And that's at the same time as, he has to put up with like, random nosy person that knows his family at the grocery store, that's just
overwhelming.
Just overwhelming and spouting all of this stuff. It's like, okay, frankly, lady, where do you get off? And then the fact that she says, oh, but if you ever need help, let me know, right? It's like, I love how backhanded it is, where it's like, oh, yeah, no wonder he's not going to take you up on that. And, oh, hey, no wonder he's going to be just a little trepidatious when someone comes along that actually genuinely does intend to help and is concerned about him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fascinating stuff you could get into with Yoshiki and trust with regards to the ways in which relationships and people in general don't necessarily manage their connection with him well. And thus, in a lot of ways, the thing that's so scary about this story is that he is trying to manage the connection with Hikaru. He is trying to balance and protect and also like treasure the connection while also being like, but I do kind of need to know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
So it culminates in this episode with the scene of let's go and have a little bit of a handy, in the closet, which I love that we're just having this be so on the nose, but two, the idea that this was also kind of apparently Hikaru's idea, I think was also just kind of fun because we're showcasing that even though we don't understand how we got to this scene, that he's kind of just going along with whatever Hikaru wants in that regard.
Right, because, Yoshiki had some questions, understandable, and so then Hikaru, takes him here, right? And I love how it's something where it's the, on the one hand, Hikaru is on paper, sort of, giving Yoshiki what he is asking for.
Yes.
But he is doing it in such a way that is, I won't speak to Hikaru's intentions with it because I think there is that element of Uncanny Valley does not understand human feeling to where I can't directly say that it's malicious or manipulative necessarily.
No, I don't
but
think so.
But it's clearly just not helpful, right?
No.
Like, yeah. And the implication, oh, hey, going in for a handy or a makeout sesh or whatever in the gym locker room or something, that is what it initially seems to be, right? And it's the idea that Yoshiki might have thought about this many times before with a very different context where it's not some alien, spatial devouring mouth hole or whatever in the chest, right?
Right.
That's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, quite a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But okay, cool. We've got more friends. We've got our fun high school crew here.
Yep.
That's all hanging out around them. They do their test of courage to walk through the dark forest together.
And oh, hey, it's easy. The first time.
Well, right. So we have another hint at the hierarchy. Then. The idea that what's inside Hikaru is actually the supreme being of the mountain. Now, we get our guy Tanaka coming in here, giving a little bit of a hard exposition. We can trust what he's saying, and thus the people talking around him, not as much as him, because they have things to hide, obviously, but they also want this solved. So they're working with him in that regard. But that there was a situation with Matsura where she had probably a scare when she was a kid.
Close call. Yeah.
Right. But it has to do with the mountain, and this has always been the case, and it's even part of the lore of Hikaru's father and their family.
Yeah.
So town secrets can kind of get wrapped up in a nice little, we'll slowly drip feed this stuff over time.
Right. It's always been like that. We don't necessarily need to know the origin of why weird stuff started happening in this town, hundreds of years ago or something, or however long ago it was.
Right. Yeah. But we have a mechanic in that Hikaru has a scarier thing in him than what is actually on the mountain or what have you in general.
Yep.
And yet there are other things on the mountain.
And they seem of fundamentally different character and substance, right? Like that thing with the tilting head or whatever. Like that feels very much like
that's like a
classic yokai, right?
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a creature or an organism.
Yeah,
that feels like something spiritual.
Well, and more importantly, it doesn't feel like another one of what Hikaru is.
No.
The wall face thing, right, that, Tanaka dealt with a crowbar.
That feels more like him.
That feels more like Hikaru, just a lesser form or whatever, right?
Now, all this being said, we are still stumbling around in the dark.
Yep.
But the idea that the characters noticed that, going through this here was just fine.
Yep.
But once Yoshiki started to look at them,
then
it started to be like, oh, okay, you can see me.
Yeah.
Now,
overcome by the hunger or whatever.
Well, no. I think actually we're getting a tie into what the lady said, basically, that she can see things that others can't.
Sure. Okay.
Yoshiki basically now is confirmed to have that kind of sight.
Okay.
Regardless of whether that's because he's at the mountain and they're just anybody can see it.
Sure.
Or he literally just has something that gives him the opportunity to see this because of
So mind if I
any other kind of mechanical thing. Okay.
So the vibe that I got from it is that with the friend, it's the terror is such that I cannot look towards the thing, right? Theoretically, he might have also been able to see it if he had, right? And then the thing would attack or whatever.
But we don't know that.
We don't know that. But what do we know about Yoshiki that is different from most other people in this show? He has been
in close proximity
to the Giga Monster for quite some time.
Yes.
So I would not be surprised that even though he feels the fear, he is not so overcome by it that he is unable to look at the thing, right? And so for everyone else, they would be able to pass through fairly safely.
Yes, but the other thing is just that he could have actually unlocked an ability to see this by what Hikaru has granted him, or just by the presence and what have you.
Sure.
But I don't think he has some like immunity to the fear of things.
Oh no, of course not. He was terrified. Yeah.
Well, no, I know, but the idea is that like there's a subconscious thing versus an active thing at play here. The idea that the fear was not because they knew what was there. It was just that they were overwhelmed with that like animalistic like
but
look down,
Right, but the friend was conscious of it to the point where he brought it up as, no, you don't get it. It's a weird thing. It's not just a creepy forest. I feel bad vibes and I cannot look into the forest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with Yoshiki actually seeing this though, because he looked at it, and this thing comes towards him with oh, it's okay. This thing's lonely. Just don't look at it. Just look only at me. From any other context, when you have a friend basically saying like, oh, you're looking at scary things, just look at me, that's really encouraging.
Oh,
you just have
very
someone
comforting.
being like, it's fine. Because we know what Hikaru is in that he's not Hikaru.
Yep.
Oh, that becomes extra creepy. And then also the meta narrative of isolation.
Yep.
I'm
the only one who can latch on to you. You know, like something that'd be like in another situation would be just another cute little thing. Like, hey, hot, I'm gonna be the one to latch onto you. And then it's like, oh no, that word is a very aptly used in this case.
Right. The episode very much just continued the spooky vibes, but allowed us a lot more time to really feel what it's like to be inside Yoshiki's mind.
Yes.
And
there was a lot of
headspace.
There was a lot of great creative decisions to give us the general like apprehension, tension, fear, nervousness, whatever, right? Like just feeling of being uncomfortable with regular stuff, right? And probably my favorite example of that is the lady at the grocery store. I think that one was it was great.
That was fantastic.
Like it's such a mundane thing to happen, and then to have it be portrayed in that way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up something with regards to Hikaru mentioning that I'm the only one that can latch on to you. And then the idea that when he spoke with his dad, there was the idea of like, oh, if you marry somebody, then
your family and...
Well, they will basically be protected by this.
Right.
The thing that I was getting a weird vibe of is that when they were in the forest... I'm trying to find the exact bit here. Hikaru kind of looks a bit like oddly at Yoshiki in a way that I was like, wait, is this important? Like, is this kind of interesting here? So let me see if I can find it. It's there's so many little micro cuts and things like this. He's like stretching his shirt here.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find it. He says, I'm the only one allowed to latch onto you. And he says, what? And then he like,
you're coolest. Just don't look at him.
Yeah.
Don't let me know.
Like he's stretching the shirt. And this is just me. But I have noticed that there are a lot of really tiny moles all over Yoshiki. Like very, very tiny. There's one under the eye. There's two on the neck on his right side here. There's one underneath his left eye. There's one by the left side of his mouth. And there's one weirdly like right in between his inclined part of his elbow here.
Right. So there was...
there was just something about the way in which it seemed like Hikaru was focusing on them or looking at them in a specific way.
It gave me the vibe that he might not have had those when going into the forest. I'm not sure if that's the case. That feels like a very...
No. I double-checked the first episode just now.
Oh, yeah, and he did?
And he's had them all.
Okay.
But it's more the thing of, we don't know if they were a thing before, like, all of them. Like one of them might be new.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there was the deal that the other girl said before stuff started happening in the forest, of like, oh, something bit me.
Right. Yes.
Anytime that happens in a show that is
like
some kind of horror or fantastical or whatever, I get very concerned.
I do too.
Because whether you're like that
especially with bugs being the focus for a lot of this stuff.
Exactly, right? It's like that gives very zombie apocalypse kind of vibes of like, oh, you're infected now. Like
if she's the next one to die, we're looking back at that.
Oh, sure. Or if she's the next one to be like taken over, right? Where like, I don't know.
I think that the other thing is that because this is a story where you're meant to be uncomfortable in a meta way,
right?
Because your senses are going to be assaulted by multiple things that are going to get you paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the story is that you can actually hide exposition within those moments that could be just there to make you paranoid.
Right.
Because you're aware of the way tropes of that nature work.
Yep.
But it could also just be...
Right, the something bit me, that could just be something that puts us on edge so that way we're primed and ready for the creepy stuff that happens after, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be something where that's a literal plot point that's going to be brought up in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. So now let's talk about the adults. They go over to Matsura's place.
Yep.
They're, checking in, seeing what's going on here. They find the pack that was apparently Hikaru's dad's pack that had a warding, like, kind of shriveled head kind of thing, a fetish, basically, that has some kind of anti-supernatural aspect to it.
Which then, okay, that's fun. Now, when that bag was established with the little thing in it in the previous episode, right?
It was on the ground.
It was on the ground, right? So Hikaru had it when he died. Okay, all right, cool.
Well, no, he didn't have it. Or the bag was separated from him.
Right. He brought it with him into the mountain.
Correct,
right?
Yes.
Which then made me think, okay, maybe something weird had been happening for a long time that Hikaru was sort of aware of, and
well, his family's aware of it,
right? But yeah, it's not just something that he was aware of; it's something that his whole family was aware of. And so the idea that he went to the mountain with it is that just a general, hey, we know that there's weird shit on the mountain.
Yes.
Take this with you if you go there, even though you should be safe because you're part of the family.
But he was being chased, or maybe people were...
He was
running, and people were like, no, don't go this way, potentially.
Right. He was running. It looked like he had... Like he hit his head, and, maybe that's what killed him or something or whatever, because that's where the blood was at the very least.
That doesn't feel like it'd be something that would kill him.
Yeah, and there was a decent amount of blood, but like...
But that's the head. You bleed a lot out of it.
Oh, yeah. Heads are absolutely a bleeder, right? Like,
yeah.
And if it was something more gruesome where the head was concaved or something, yes, that
we would have noticed it.
Censored, but they would have given some indication.
No.
Right?
I don't think this show is the kind of show that censors physical stuff at this point.
Fair
we just had someone's body end up getting split up in that way.
Sure.
And while they didn't show too much of the detail in it, we heard it, and
they showed a live action shot of marinated cold chicken. So that we can... Great choice.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic horror technique as well with regards to editing. So that was really fun. But we're deviating off course here. I wanted to talk about the adults in in Mrs. Matsura's place, because they were giving all this exposition while the kids were going into the forest.
Right.
And so there was info of Nonaki being dropped. That's not something that any of the
adults recognized,
or at the very least that the adults that are working with Tanaka revealed that they know what that is.
Sure.
because they want him to solve it maybe without knowing all their secrets.
Sure.
So that's a thing. There was a very clear point where they were looking at the body, and she had a traumatic experience in the mountain as a child, and that's when she saw it. And everyone's kind of looking away and looking off, and he asks the question of, so that's what messed her up? And then they're like, well, actually, she used to be normal, but her daughter disappeared without a trace. And nobody is kind of like acknowledging this. There's almost this shame over them.
Well, I mean, yes, let's just bring it up. Someone just died. We're bringing up that someone disappeared without a trace. And that's just something that has been accepted by the community. Whether it's, you know, that
it's
doesn't...
Like, you went up into the mountain, that's...
Right, that doesn't need to mean that it's we had something to do with it or whatever.
Right.
But that is not important enough for people to have been freaking out about it or whatever, or if they have, that has since passed, right? And that's kind of wild to think about, right? Like, you know, especially if it's in some kind of small town and all that stuff.
Right.
You know, people aren't going to die in weird ways often.
Right.
Like that's not a regular occurrence, and especially if it's something that isn't able to be explained, right?
Yeah.
And so the fact that then, you have this thing and we're ruling it as a suicide that she shoved her own fist down her throat. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
So, sorry, keep going.
I'm just saying that's that throws a lot of sussery onto the town and the people that live in it.
Yes, obviously, yeah. The thing I'm curious why we're like editing the story this way, because obviously this is an adapted, you know, medium here. We are not necessarily doing this exactly the same way in the manga, but the idea that when they're talking about whatever the fear is, and that the more she fears it, that thing is attracted to her, then we have the scene directly of Yoshiki having a thing that he's scared of, then being attracted to him.
Right.
So that's part of it. But then we immediately go from right when the attack happens, and apparently some consuming was done, we jump forward a lot in time to a completely different area where Tanaka's like, nah, that place was not safe. We should not be there. So we're here with Chekhov's katana just sitting here
with the crowbar
in the foreground. You know, the not like.
Oh yeah, like if you use the crowbar, you know, that's next to it right there on the box.
What's the sealed katana for?
Yeah, right. Like is that the break glass in case of Giga emergency?
Yeah.
You know?
Who knows? But okay, so there's a barrier here as well. That's just a whole thing.
Okay, that's a thing we have access to.
Yeah, brings up the fetish and everything, and then. Yeah, I think you're onto something, Jacob. There's a very clear...
That shit looks like a body.
Yeah, there's a very clear, like...
And the thing is, that could just be another thing that they throw in there as one of those little horror stingers.
Yeah, just like
make you antsy,
just like
right?
the matcha at the bottom here having the same shape as well. Like,
yeah, exactly, right? Like, that doesn't have to mean anything. But it could.
So, we are...
Yeah.
Oh, this was the spot where he's like, I don't even know what hurt feels like. And then Yoshiki was like, huh? And then he like focuses on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like focuses on the
marks on him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the part.
Yeah, I don't gotta take him. He's gonna stick with me anyhow. Which also, I gotta say, that is important because that is one of the few times that we actually get Hikaru's internal thoughts. You don't often get that from what is probably on some level and the antagonist of this show, right?
Right.
And then we go into the memories.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
okay.
Fun stuff.
This is a living nightmare for Yoshiki, and we're all just passengers along for the ride.
And the the metamorphosis of the moth, or
molting its skin,
molting
and
its skin.
Yeah.
But then, as the you can't just keep all of this bottled up. You can't just paint over it, right? And then nope, put it back in its skin.
Yeah.
But it still splits open at the end. That was a fantastic way to represent what's going on inside his head.
Oh my god. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.